Hi, welcome back. This is Jonna with Purple Girl Crafts. Today I'm going to show you how I made this cute gift bag. As you can see, I didn't decorate the back of it, but you always could. Now I just used one sheet of paper, a 12 by 12 sheet of paper to make this. You can make this in any size once you learn the folds. If you push down inside on the center, you can make the inside flat and then it will stand up just like a regular gift bag. And then I added some twine handles. So let's go ahead and let's get started on this. So the first thing we're going to need is we're going to need one sheet that is 12 by 12. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn it to the wrong side and we're going to line up the corners. And we're going to fold that from end to end. And just go ahead and just crease it all the way. I'm going to grab my bone folder. So I'm going to make sure that it is creased good. So now we're going to open this up. We're going to turn it to the other way. And we're going to line up again those same marks corner to corner. So you have this triangle shape. So just make sure it's really lined up. And then all we're going to do on this is we're just going to put a little crease mark right in the center, right there. That's all we need. Because now we're going to line up and we're going to do just some light crease marks again. So we're going to have, this is our center point. So where we have the crease, we're going to take the corner and we're going to line it up in that center. Just make a small indent and then rotate it and do the same thing to the center point and then just make a small indent. And that's just for a marker. So you should have 3 of them. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take that same one and now we're going to line it up to the furthest mark that we made on each side. So we didn't turn the paper, we just left it. We're going to line it up and then we're going to make a full crease on here. We are going to turn the paper and again we are going to make another full crease. So we're going to take the corner, we're going to go to the furthest mark that we made and we're going to do another crease. So what you should have is a full center crease and then the 2 creases go in the opposite direction that we just did. Now we are folding this back to look like a triangle on the printed side out and we're just going to fold this bottom section up. The further you fold it up, the fatter your bag is going to be. So I'm just going to do this about an inch, inch and a quarter. I'm not going to measure it, I'm just going to fold it up. So we're just going to fold it and then just crease it out. Again, use your bone folder to make sure that it's creased really good. Okay, so now we're going to open it back up and we're going to fold it in the side. So where we had made those 2 marks before, we're actually just going to fold this corner in to that first mark and then crease it, turn it, and do it again. And now what we want to do is we want to fold this inside out. So we're going to fold it on that center line. So keep those in, these sides in, and then we're going to fold it on the center line. We're going to crease this out. Now we're going to take this top layer, we're going to fold it down towards us, and then we're going to go ahead and crease this out. And then we're going to lift it just a little bit, flip it so that we've got the other side right side up, and then we're going to crease this out one more time. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to fold in the ends to that first crease mark. So we're just going to take the corner and we're going to fold it up till it meets that score line or the crease line, and then we are going to use our bone folder and crease this out. And when you do this, you want to flip over the paper and you want to do it the same direction because you really need these to be creased very well for the bag to fold. And we're going to turn this and we're going to do the same thing. So we're just going to fold it up, matching that line, and then crease it out on both sides. So this is what it should look like so far. So we're going to fold this back together just for a second. Again, putting the inside in. We want to refold these, and we want to take this top piece that's not folded. Just really make sure this is lined up, and then just fold it back onto where the it meets the top of the paper, as I'm showing you here. And then crease that out. You want to do that on both sides. And don't do it together. Flip it over and actually do it the other way, because sometimes if you do it on both sides, the paper doesn't line up. And then just fold it down till it's even with those two edges that it's lined up against, and then crease it out. And as we open it up, this is what we should have. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold these back down that we just did and just crease them the other way, just to make sure that they are done. Now I'm going to turn this back over to the right side of the paper, and it will start folding on itself. Now as you can see here, it's not folding, so I'm just going to go ahead and crease these out one more time, just to make sure that the lines are solid, because it will fold in on itself as you do it, as you can see here. And then this piece will fold in, and it will help secure the bag. But we are going to glue all this down, but it should all line up like this. But before we glue anything down, I want to do the twine and the handles. You can do them, punch them from the outside, but I'm going to try to hide them and only do it on the inside of the bag. So I'm just going to cut some twine. Grab my scissors. We don't need much of this. I probably cut too much of this. I want to cut this in half. And these are probably about 12 inches long, or maybe a little bit longer. Let's see. Yeah, they're about 12 inches long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch on the paper. So I'm actually going to fold this back in half. So I'm going to grab my hole punch so I can punch some holes in here. Now you want to make sure that you're not punching on the top piece. You don't want to punch right here. You only want to punch on this section. So I'm just going to line it up and go through both layers. That way I got them even. Just punch it about there. I'm just going in a couple of I'm going to count the squares over, just probably go in about 3 of them, I'm thinking. Do the same on both sides. Okay, this way the holes won't show on the outside. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this twine through. I'm going to knot it. I'll just knot it. I was going to put a double knot, but I think I'll just put it just knot it this way. I'm just going to secure that one and pull it through. And that's what we'll have on for our handle. You can use ribbon, you can use other kind of twine, you can use anything you want. So let's flip it over and we're going to do the same thing. But before I tighten the knot on this one, I'm going to put them together to make sure that the height is the same. So again, I'm just going to tie it like I did the other one. Try to eyeball it, make sure it's about the same. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line up the top flap of the bag and make sure that the handles are the same length as I pull on them, which they are. So I got pretty close on that one. Okay, so make sure those are tight. I'm going to grab some tape, so I'm going to tape it down. Going to tape the ends down. Actually, I think I'm going to cut them off first. Let's just cut off just so they're not hanging over the edge a little bit. And this is just to help keep them in place. As we start gluing this, because it starts to fold in on itself, make sure that you keep an eye on where the handles are, because that's your best indication that you're lined up and following as I glue this. As we start gluing this, it's going to start folding in on itself, so I'll try to explain this the best I can as we fold it. But making sure that the handles are in the same place, use those as your guide. It's like, as you can see right here, it's just folding in on itself, and I can't show you what I'm doing. So let me unfold this. Let me explain it this way. We're going to glue these two sections first. As you fold them in, they start to look like a takeout box for food. So I'm going to just put glue in these two sections. And then we'll glue these down. We'll just put these down, just fold them inward, and then go ahead and crease it. Use your bone folder if you want to spread the glue. And then fold that one out of the way and do the same thing on the other side that you put glue on. Now, as I lift this, you can see it starting to pull away because we can glue the outside of it too. But we probably should, let's go ahead and just fold these in. These are the side flaps. That'll make it easier. Actually, let's just glue them down. Go ahead and do that on both sides. And these are the sides of the bag. And they should have the 3 fold marks on them. This will just make it easier to fold too. Okay, so now we're going to turn it on the last side of the bag. And again, we're going to fold these 2 pieces in and we're going to glue these down. So you're going to put your glue on the inside. And then just push that flap down. Spread out your glue. And then glue the other side. And again, just in that first panel that you see. And then we're going to have to glue these 2 pieces down too. And I don't like the way these handles are hanging, so I'm just going to go ahead and glue those so they're pointing up on the bag. I think I like the twine on this bag. It doesn't seem to work as well. Okay, that looks like it's pretty good. We want to glue the bag together now on the inside, or outside pieces, I'm sorry. So where we haven't glued these, we're going to go ahead and glue these down. And it doesn't need a lot of glue, it just helps to secure the bag. So we're going to glue in on the inside just to add that extra security to it so it stays closed. Line up the edges. And then just go ahead and push that glue in. And then we're going to go ahead and glue the flap down. I'm going to go ahead and press my glue out. Okay, and once it's assembled, this is what we have. Now if you push in the sides and kind of push in the bottom, the first time you fold it in, you're going to have to work it a little bit. But you kind of want to make sure that the bottom goes in, just like a regular bag. Just kind of slowly work it. And then it'll fold flat. And then once again, crease everything out. And there you have it. That's your basic bag. It's pretty quick to make. When you make these, you can make them any size or shape you want. Just play with it. You do need to have a square piece of paper, so it needs to be 8 by 8, 12 by 12, 10 by 10, whatever you're going to make it to make this work. Now I'm going to decorate this, but I'm going to fast forward the video. You can decorate this any way you want, but this is just my inspiration, just to show you a gift bag and just the different things that you can do with it. And here's my finished bag. I probably would do more of these, do a couple different. Let me move this stuff out of the way. I want to thank you for watching today. Please subscribe to my channel. Please watch for new videos. See you next time. Bye-bye.